listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Keith. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Real Housewives of Beverly Hills After Show.
I look like a giant.
Woo! Hello, everyone. So if you're tuning in right now, this is the after show for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. All 4 of us are here. We're ready to throw down for another episode. Now, I got a bone to pick with y'all. This week, we were not in the top 10. You know why? Because we weren't getting rated by you guys. What's up with that? Come on. Remember to download us on iTunes. It's free. Rate us a 5. Leave your comments on YouTube because we love to hear them. We interact with you guys.
Share and subscribe.
Share, subscribe, all that
Download.
good stuff. Yes. Got to get us back in the top 10 again because we've been there forever. So that's just where we belong. Right?
Yes.
So let's just go around the table to my left.
Hey guys, it's Susan Hahn.
I'm Mari Fagel, and I just got a ridiculously hilarious tweet, so I just want to say from So Randy. He said, I want to ask who drops the F-bomb more often, Brandi Glanville or Susan?
That's a good one.
I
That
think we
is a
all
good
know the
one.
answer to that.
Susan.
It's Hansi.
Monsters.
And hey everyone, it's Giselle Ugarte here, always live tweeting at Giselle Ugarte.
And I'm Diona Vaughan, and you can find me on Twitter at GoToGirlTV. That's G-O, 2, Girl TV. And Mari and Giselle are both live tweeting, so send them in.
They're not just being rude.
Yeah.
Although they are
Not just
rude,
being
they're just
rude.
not being rude right
Actually,
now.
I have an idea. How about we count how many times Susan says fuck tonight?
You know, I'm not going to
No,
say
because
it.
now just
Or all
Yeah.
the viewers take shots every time she says
Yes,
fuck, and then we
yes.
find out how drunk you are at the end of the night.
Exactly.
And also, Mari always live tweets the actual show as well.
Yeah,
so-
I can't multitask during this show, so I'm not going to be live tweeting this. I just monitor it. But I do live tweet during the actual episode.
But anytime you have any questions for the panel, tweet either of us, tweet all of us.
Call in. You know, we want to hear from you.
'Cause we love
But,
you.
well, I'm sure if you guys can see us on YouTube, there's little candies because Hansi here, she brought everybody pre-Valentine's Day snacks for us. Which
I
is
just want
very
to fan
sweet.
these bitches up. As you can see, I didn't buy any for myself. I'll
Look
just
at
stay having water.
Aw, so thank you, Susan. So let's dig in. I loved this episode. Yet again,
She
we
meant
have
dig into the show, not into
not into the candy. Well,
I was going to say that, but shh.
either way,
For the
it's
podcast, I can't.
Of course, we have another tea party, dinner, lunch, whatever. I think that's pretty much what we're going to see every single episode. You know,
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I love how there was no tea at the tea.
I know,
But
right?
that's what kind of tea party I want to go to.
Yeah, me too.
Some hot guys.
I love
wanna
that.
go to-
I poured myself a glass of real tea because I couldn't really handle it.
want
I had
a
to
hot
calm
tea
down a little
party.
bit.
I just have to say, Lisa's tea parties are to perfection. Every single little detail, from the hot guys to the perfectly
Flowers.
wrapped gifts of the robes for all the women to the little like sandwiches. I want her to throw my wedding.
I know.
And my mom too, because she's like a. I just
My
wanted
mom.
that disclaimer because my mom would be offended. But
Well,
Lisa
Lisa's-
Vanderpump, please throw my wedding.
Pandora's wedding planner planned Susan's wedding.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
Pandora's wedding planner planned my sister's wedding.
Oh.
Kevin, I got him on the show last season. I have to bring him back.
I've been
He's
trying to get him on
hilarious.
this show.
Oh, no, give him a call,
darling.
Kevin.
Korean.
Okay, let's get back on board the after train. All right. So finally in this episode, Kyle and Lisa have it out. Now, or they clear the air, however we'd like to say. Whose side are you on? Like, I know how I feel on the matter. I felt like Lisa was very real and just basically saying to Kyle, you never had my back, you know, you always kind of double talk, what's going on? Whose side are you on in this situation?
I'm going to have to go with Lisa. I think that I think Kyle knows exactly how she's playing her defenseness, I guess. You know, I think Kyle is full of shit. You know, I mean, I didn't say the F word yet. I know you guys are all waiting.
She's replaced fuck with shit.
You know, Kyle's like, I have a pit in my stomach. Why would you have a pit in your stomach if you didn't do anything wrong? You know, and then there she goes crying again. What are you crying about?
Yeah, she always cries.
What are you crying about? Yeah. I just think that she owes Lisa some loyalty.
At this point, I actually sided with Kyle a little bit. I think, will have loyalty to Lisa, at least this season, because I love her this season, and I love her every season, really. Yeah. But I did actually finally at least give Kyle a few little flowers on her side, or a few little points. I don't know why I thought about flowers. I guess the candy. I'm in love mode, but even though I have no one to love. But anyway, I did believe Kyle when she said, well, with the whole 51-49% thing, you were right there. I didn't think I needed to defend you. I thought that was a here we go, the end kind of
that I agree with, but I don't think Lisa's talking about that. I think she just means in general with the whole Adrienne thing, or whenever, you know, because it is kind of true. Kyle always defends Adrienne. True, she's not there, but it's like at the reunion show, Kyle didn't defend Lisa. She wasn't like, you know, Adrienne, did you say, did you not? I just kind of felt like Kyle took a back seat and kind of just played the safe route in the whole thing.
But I love Lisa. Sorry, I love Lisa, and like you said, like season to season, she's always my favorite. But I just kind of have to give Kyle some points for her, or be on her side, because I see we have a caller, so I want to.
Yeah, we do. We have a caller. Hello.
Hello, Clarice. I don't know where that came from.
Caller,
where the fuck are you?
Hello. Okay, well.
Okay, until the caller starts talking, all I wanted to say
I think we called the wrong number.
is I just feel like Lisa can defend herself, so I don't know why she's making such a big deal. Like, Kyle, you need to defend me. Lisa can hold her own. The reason why I think that Lisa needs to defend Brandi is because Brandi is more vulnerable. She can't always hold her own among the ladies. Lisa can always hold her own. She doesn't need defending. She doesn't need someone in her corner. And I do see that she does stick up for Adrienne, and there's a double standard there. She'll stick up for Adrienne where she doesn't stick up for Lisa, and they're both equally powerful women who can stand up for themselves. But like you said, Adrienne hasn't been at a lot of these events, so.
Well, here's a statement I want to make. I agree with you in the sense that, okay, Lisa can hold her own, but in a sense, I don't really think it's about how strong Lisa is or whether or not she can defend herself. Sometimes it's just nice knowing that your friend has your back and she's willing to stand up and say something for you. Not necessarily fighting your battles, but just able to pipe in and say, no, or whatever the situation is. So that's kind of how I see it.
And I think that's how that's how she feels.
Right.
But I just feel that friendship is so far beyond or broken at this point that I just felt like that was fake last night. So what did Lisa think she was going to gain from that? Do you really think Kyle's going to start sticking up for Lisa all of a sudden and start defending her? Nothing's going to change. So I just thought it was like a whole fake sentiment and a fake conversation. Lisa should just know, okay, I got to be careful with Kyle. She's a little two-faced. She doesn't have my back. When I'm with her, I know I need to hold my own, and she's not going to defend me. But you know what? I'm not going to defend her either.
Well,
do you think Lisa effectively communicates her feelings, though? Because she was definitely bringing up a lot, or she was kind of bringing up some things of the past. Like, is it still relevant to talk about the reunion at this point in time?
It looks like our caller is back. Hello?
Hello?
Yes. Hi.
Hi, I was just trying to wait for a break in the conversation.
Oh, who are we speaking to?
Sergio from Utah.
Oh,
Hi, Sergio from Utah.
So, would you like to weigh in?
Yeah, I was just, I went back and watched the reunion from season 2.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a moment where Kyle starts arguing with Lisa.
Okay.
And my feelings about Kyle is I don't think she's actually friends with Lisa at all.
Oh, like not genuinely? It's just for the show?
Yeah, it's just fake.
No.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, I think she's more loyal to Adrienne, and she talks about her.
For sure. And I think it's also
like
because Adrienne's, Mauricio wants Adrienne's business and the Maloof's business.
Right. And I also think as a couple, Kyle and her husband have been friendly with Adrienne and her husband in the past, so.
And I think the power and the money to back it up. I don't know. I guess Lisa is equally as rich, but I just feel like, I don't know. What do you think, caller? Do you think that Adrienne uses her power to intimidate Like Yolanda said, by the way, I am loving Yolanda.
Thank you.
And we'll get to that.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, sorry, but what do you think of Adrienne and intimidating others?
I think she does, and I think she enjoys it a lot.
But you guys, remember Lisa Vanderpump, she's the one who says, it's all about who you know and I know everyone. So wouldn't her business be more valuable?
That's just something you say when the show first starts.
But in terms of her networking, in terms of the business that she could bring Mauricio, I don't necessarily think that Adrienne has more power, because Lisa says, she's moved however many times.
Lisa
over the
doesn't
last
use her
couple of
power
years.
to intimidate. That's the difference.
Or maybe Kyle just likes Adrienne more, and they just have a better friendship. You know what I mean? It might not always be about Mauricio trying to get the Maloof back up with property, whatever. It could just be that they're just better friends, period.
Yeah.
I mean...
So I feel like almost as if Kyle was some sort of, almost spying on Lisa and just going back and telling Adrienne everything she's up to.
Never thought about
I wouldn't be
that.
surprised.
That's a good point. You know what? There's one comment that Kyle said that really kind of got to me. So when Lisa said, "So you'll never defend me," Kyle said, "Maybe I'm not perfect, but maybe you're not.
Right.
Maybe you're not either." I'm
what
like,
does that have to do with anything?
Who responds like that? I just thought that was a little strange. What did you think? Did you catch that, caller?
Sorry, I couldn't hear. Well,
Oh, I said that Kyle made a statement to Lisa after Lisa said to her, you'd never defend me. Kyle said, well, maybe I'm not perfect, but maybe you're not either.
Yeah, what does that have to do with the situation? Yeah. Okay.
I think she was just getting her dig in at her, because I don't feel like Kyle likes her at all.
Yeah, no, we agree. We agree with that. I just...
Boo.
I don't know.
I think there was no need for the conversation at all. I just feel like it was fake. It was an affront. And did Lisa think anything was going to really change after that conversation? There's nothing to gain by having it.
I think this was Lisa's final, okay, we commend it. If you can really just tell me that you're sorry and moving forward, you will defend me a little bit. I think this was Lisa's kind of final last straw, hoping her friend will come through for her.
It also really annoyed me how she started crying. I thought it was very manipulative.
She always cries, Sergio.
Yeah. Seriously.
She always cries.
I think that's her defense mechanism.
Because I think she's just super hormonal.
No, she always cries
She
because
wants to have a
she's a
baby.
bitch, but if she cries, then people will feel bad for her.
I think
because she always cries at the perfect moment. And just
Like
this
right
time
when
I
you're
was over
just
it.
starting to hate her, she puts on the waterworks, and it's like, oh, well, now she's crying.
And I love
I'm not
Lisa's
falling
response.
for it.
At least she has tears, though. You always see some reality shows where they cry, but there's nothing coming out, and you're like,
That's because they have too much plastic surgery.
Well, thanks, caller, for calling in to chat with us about that topic.
Okay, I just had one more thing that I know you guys are probably going to talk about later.
Mm-hmm.
But this week, I almost would have gone back on Adrienne's team, because I felt like she was right. But when she started reading out the Twitter thing Brandi did,
Yeah.
it had no place there, and that's what made me think she's actually guilty.
Ooh.
That made who's
Whoa, wait.
guilty?
Adrienne's guilty.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely, 100%. She's guilty 100%. And I would love in the next episode for Brandi to rip out that letter and be like, boom, here's the letter.
That's what I said. I was like,
I'm
just
waiting for it.
rip it out in the confessional and be like, here's the letter. That's why you were talking in present tense so much. We'll talk about that, but that was Adrienne's.
I don't think she does, though, because on Twitter, her and Camille and Brandi were going back and forth. So I don't think she showed the letters to anybody while they were cheating.
Good prediction. Well, thank you for
I
calling.
know. Thanks, Sergio.
Thanks, Sergio.
Bye.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Bye.
Guys, why is Kyle bugging this season?
I don't know, but can we?
She always stirs the pot.
She always stirs a pot, but
But
it's
I still
more.
used to love her, and I don't know
know.
what it is. I would at least love her hair, or I would at least love her.
She did
outfits,
look
and,
great in
and for some
in
reason,
the
just
confrontation with
everything
Lisa.
about her is bugging
always
me.
looks good.
Yeah, she always looks
Yeah,
good.
she always looks good.
Yeah.
What
Even
you were
when I'm
saying
not liking it.
earlier
It's
is
just
that
for some reason the personality is overshadowing it. Is what I'm saying.
right. I agree with you. Now you were saying earlier that Brandi needs defense, like she needs Lisa to defend her. I don't think so. I think Brandi could handle herself. I think the reason why Lisa does defend her is because Brandi's a new one in this group, and and all the ladies are coming down hard on her.
That's why I think she needs
right. But okay, I thought you meant verbally, she needs Lisa to jump in for her and stand up for her.
No, she's new to the group.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Then in that case, I agree with you. But I think Brandi could handle her own. I don't think she needs anybody to fight her own battles for her.
No, but she's new to the group. She's younger. She's getting ganged up on. Just sometimes she needs Lisa there to back her up.
And sometimes, she doesn't understand how to effectively communicate because of the way that she gets intimidated. And then what ends up happening is this situation where it ends up bringing out something entirely different when
she's always like silent, calm, and then she hits a break, and then all of a sudden it's like word vomit of every single possible thing she's ever heard of the person.
Yeah.
It's always like it starts out very calm, calmer than other women. The other wives like get upset early, and she keeps her calm, and then she breaks.
And I didn't did you guys catch the part where Kyle, this is the beginning of this episode, in her confessional, she was like, there's a common denominator, and it's Brandi. She's the one that's causing all this drama between the girls.
Kyle's the common denominator because she always stirs the pot.
She's always there, unfortunately. Well, let's move on. We saw Yolanda pretty quickly, and she's growing on you, I see.
One last thing.
She's smart. Like, I like her observations and her judgments about people. And when she was saying that Adrienne uses her money and her power to try to intimidate people, I thought that was dead on. And I trust Yolanda's judgments of people. Like, I still think that she's pretentious, but I trust her judgment.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought how she was not defending Brandi, but basically, just kind of being Brandi's support system. I was like, wow, okay, I like her. But then she says some dumb shit like, I wish I had more money because my daughter only has one fucking horse and other people have 2 or 3 fucking horses. Really, Yolanda?
I mean, I guess in her world, it's whatever. But
I mean, seriously.
I do like the past couple episodes how we're really starting to hear what she thinks about the other housewives.
And she's so accurate. And this is her first season. It is taking this long, like 3 seasons in, for these women to see what Adrienne Maloof is really like. And Yolanda saw it from like the first time meeting her. That's what I'm saying. I totally trust Yolanda's judgments of people.
I do too, but was Adrienne this revealing in season 1 and 2? No, we all loved Adrienne.
She started being revealing at least in the reunion. That's when it started. And I think end of last season.
I think part of what people loved about the first season is that yes, there was drama, but part of the appeal was seeing these powerful women having all of these beautiful things and all of these beautiful people, and that was part of Adrienne's appeal. She's this independent woman. She's not the housewife. She's the one who actually makes more money than her husband. She's, fit and beautiful and has all this stuff going on with her, but then we start to realize that she actually kind of uses this / it's part of this, dominating personality of hers that can actually be part of her pitfall.
Yeah, I agree.
Interesting.
But I think that's one of the things that we talked about at the beginning. Is Yolanda being boring or she being observant? And I think now we're beginning to realize, she's being observant, and now
you're finally vindicated.
And now she's starting to be able to dip her feet in the water because she knows, okay, this is how I can work. This is her weakness. This is her weakness. This is, where I can fit into this conversation or tell that girl to shut the fuck up.
I just wonder if she's going to be at White Party, because White Party is always the most dramatic episode of the season.
I think
and so I'm wondering like how she'll
kind of like the vacations.
Well, I also think as a new housewife, I think it's actually smart of her to maybe sit back a little bit, observe the other women, get to know what their personalities are, not really like, so much playing all the games, but kind of sit back and see what's going on.
I agree with you on that.
Because Marissa's doing the same thing too, if you notice. Marissa's kind of quiet and reserved, not unless
that's because she has nothing going on except for like talking shit about her husband.
But we don't know that though. We don't know that yet though.
But if you think about it though, like I think Marissa's a little different because I feel like she says things that she wants to get attention for.
Yeah, that she kept being like, I'm just like Brandi. I'm just like Brandi.
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Like I wish, like when she said, I want to have sex with somebody else besides my husband.
That was a Brandyism.
Yeah. And she's even said on her blog that she happens to be, unfiltered just like Brandi, and she's known for like, not thinking before she speaks and shit just comes out of her mouth. So,
okay, well,
I don't know.
I just think she's she says that because she wants the popularity that Brandi has. So that's why she's like, I'm like Brandi, I'm unfiltered like her. But you're not really like her.
Well,
I don't know. We'll see. Maybe, maybe she'll come around. Maybe I'll come around to her camp.
Well, speaking of, being popular, so AfterBuzz has something new to buzz about, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on March 8th, we are excited to announce the release of a new movie called Adventures of Serial Buddies.
I've seen it and it's hilarious.
Oh, you have? Awesome.
I saw it in before it's like final edit, but even then it was fantastic.
So you got a sneak peek. Well, Serial Buddies, it's a hilarious new serial killer buddy comedy. It's produced by our own AfterBuzz TV founder, CEO Maria Menounos, and Kevin Undergaro.
Yay.
We love Kevin.
Love
the power
them
couple.
both. Yes.
Power couple. The movie stars two broke girls. You guys watch that show? I love that show. So funny. Beth Bears, Artie Lang, Kathy Lee Gifford. The list goes on. But it opens in select cities on March 8th.
And Kathy Lee Gifford's hot daughter is in it too.
Oh, okay.
She's not listed on it, but
it opens in select cities: New York, LA, Boston, Chicago, San Francisco. So if you're in those cities, make sure you check it out. March 8th is right around the corner.
Yay.
I can't believe it's right around the corner.
So happy for them.
Yeah, it's exciting. Our AfterBuzz family.
La Familia.
Okay.
One last thing about the Kyle thing that's starting to kind of dawn on me, and then I'll put it to rest because I don't want to talk about it anymore, but I'm sure we will. I feel like when Kyle picks a side, she's not picking necessarily a side or an argument. She's picking a person at the end of the day.
Okay. Yeah, I agree.
And that is why why I can say that I feel like she is the one that is the common denominator. Because when you think about when her and Brandi had the falling out, she was defending Kim, not even having any idea what Brandi was saying about Kim, or the fact that Kim was going behind everybody's back and actually doing drugs. And she just sided with Kim because she decided, okay, that's my sister, so I'm going to stand up for my sister.
And is that necessarily a bad thing? That she's
that's
always...
different. Your family, I would stand up for my sister
no matter what.
No matter what.
But then there was, at the whatever party it was when she told Kim, you're an alcoholic on television.
But that's still, at the end of the day, they're still sisters.
Yeah, that's
And
a
that's her
whole
family,
different relationship. But I
Agreed.
do see what you mean. Like, she'll pick a person instead of like,
The
okay, this
situation.
person is wrong and this person is right. It's like, Adrienne's always right.
Yeah,
regardless.
It's not like she'll be like, well, I can see your
you
side
did
and I
this.
can see
Yeah.
her side. It's that, but one person.
She's
one
not
person.
objective at the end of the day. She's not objective.
Because she's definitely loyal to Adrienne. They have a strong friendship. But could you blame her? I mean, yeah, we can. Because I just feel like if you're going to back up Adrienne, then back her up all the fucking way and just be authentic and genuine about it. Don't play both sides. If I'm going to have someone's back and be a loyal friend to you, I'm going to be a loyal friend to you to the fucking end. And it's going to be genuine. I'm not going to play both sides. I'm going to be like, you know what? She might be wrong, but I have loyalty to her because of X, Y, and Z. But she doesn't say it like that. That's why she's coming off so shady. Because she's trying to play both sides. She's trying to say she's not defending Adrienne when she is, clearly. And you can just say, I have loyalty to her. I trust and believe my friend. I'm not, and she just makes it a lot more sticky than it has to be.
And the reason she's the common denominator is because she's always the one who brings it up. It's like she'll bring up Adrienne when she's not there and then just to defend her. Like the definition of the common denominator is the one who's like always
there.
Bringing up, always there and always the one bringing up the drama. She's the one. Brandi may be there, but Brandi's never the one who starts it.
Yeah.
Kyle starts it.
Or in
And
this
people
case,
provoke
Taylor.
Brandi. Oh, yeah.
Well,
but she's just doing that. She's just trying to stay so relevant. Doing whatever she can to stay
Speaking of
relevant.
Taylor, let's talk about the Mean Girls versus the Ladies in Pink at the tea party. So when I say Ladies in Pink, I'm referring to Brandi, Lisa, and Taylor, and the Mean Girls would be everybody
The
else.
evil bunch,
Yes.
as Brandi called them.
That's everybody else. God, where do we even start here? So, well, first of all, let's talk about Taylor.
Like I said, she's like trying to be an alcoholic. She's dating, other Bravo celebrities to try to stay relevant because Bravo said, "Hey, you're not gonna be on next season." There's a reason why they're bringing in
I saw
Marissa
that.
and Faye and Yolanda because Taylor, unless she does something to stay relevant, then there's no point in having her anymore. She's more hassle than she's worth, and so she is just trying so hard to stay relevant.
What she said
And I can
last
see
night
right
on
through
Watch
it.
What Happens Live is that she always gets to places on time and everyone else is late. So by the time they get there, she's already liquored up. And then
That's no excuse.
But she, no, I'm not saying it's an excuse. I'm just saying what she said. But the thing is that she admitted that she does stir the pot.
She does.
She
Like
completely
last night,
admitted
she
it.
was a fucking hot mess.
She also
No, but
admitted.
like Kyle stirs the pot because that's her personality. Taylor stirs the pot because she's trying to stay relevant. Like she's doing all these things this season because she doesn't have the whole like Russell storyline to keep her going.
Yeah.
Like I see through it.
She also admitted that she also claims that she's more in love than she's ever been.
And
She
that's
didn't say
fine,
who,
good for her.
but-
But I just don't understand what her purpose was yesterday's episode, and her
coming back to the table,
and just stirring stuff up. If you have
That's just
something
her
to
being
say,
a bitch.
yeah, if you have something to say,
There was
sweet,
nothing
just say
accidental
it.
about
Yeah,
it.
just say
There was
it.
nothing
It was her
accidental.
trying to bring, because this issue is so similar to the whole Russell threatening to sue Camille that she's trying to bring it up because she's like, remember that with me? Remember me? Remember last year?
so
and what
she's
you said with me?
She
and so
always
she's like,
has to bring it back to herself.
yeah, she always has to bring it back to herself. That's why she's doing it.
She admitted to that too as well, and Watch What Happens Live.
That she
brings it back to herself.
And it has to be about her.
Yeah.
I mean, I will admit, though, the situation with Brandi and Adrienne and this whole lawsuit thing, it is the same thing,
It is the same
that what
thing.
happened to her. Just, I'm not trying to give her any points, but it is the same thing. Now, let's get
But
to
what
that.
is Taylor's point in bringing that up?
I think her point in bringing it up is just to further drive home the point that Adrienne is lying.
Okay,
And just to
what it
say
is.
that last year when Russell threatened to sue, all the girls turned on Taylor and was like, how could he do that? But this year, Adrienne threatens to sue, and all the girls stand by her side still. So that's
And Adrienne's comment, remember, about friends don't sue friends.
Yeah, and now
that
she's-
whole thing.
So what did Taylor want? Lisa to be like, I'm sorry, you can't come in here. You're going to make other guests feel uncomfortable. Like, what was the purpose of this?
she was like, I was thrown out a white party. Why don't you throw Adrienne out?
Yeah. Okay,
Why?
that's a good
Who
point.
invited Faye?
Okay, we need to get to that.
Yeah,
because-
let's get to that. First of all, actually, I've got a little gossip
So
when it
do
comes to Faye.
Well, Lisa. Okay, Kyle claims Lisa knew that Faye was invited.
Yes,
and now
I have
Lisa
it right
claims
here.
She
that
had a
she's
gift for
not.
her and a seat for her at the table, but Kim didn't show up. But then there was one extra seat, like possibly for Kim.
And of course, our very loyal, listener Kelly Black.
Okay, well, let me read
awesome.
let me read something really quickly. So Kyle tweeted some things about Faye being at the tea party. First, she says, A, I would never bring a guest without asking. B, Faye wouldn't go to an event unless invited. C, there was a place setting for her. Do the math. That's what Kyle tweeted about the whole situation with Faye showing up at the tea party. So,
But could that empty seat be Kim's empty seat?
No, so there was another
at the
empty
end.
seat in
Okay.
addition.
Lisa did say somewhere in the confessional that that Kyle wanted to bring Faye. So it kind of sounds like she did know ahead of time.
Yeah, I think that
Okay,
was
well,
I think she knew. I don't think she just.
What's
yeah.
going on in the Twitter world is that Lisa claims that she's not a liar and she never invited her.
I don't know if I believe that.
never
Maybe she
invited
never
her
admitted
and
different
not
from-
knowing that she was coming are two
Or two
different
different
things.
things. Yeah. I agree.
It's all about the words these ladies choose.
I
think it was more-
Because
it was
I am not
produced.
suing you is different from I sent you a letter threatening to sue you.
Let's talk about that. So,
Yes.
first of all, I think Adrienne is bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
she's
we
like
all know
lying
that.
through her fake ass.
Ugh.
But
Fake
Everything.
plastic, literally plastic face.
But to your point, Mari, I think it's all about semantics and wording. So Brandi's saying, you're suing me. So I think what Adrienne's going to do is, well, I'm not suing you, but my lawyer sent you a letter just to be like, stop talking about me.
No, but she didn't even
you know?
admit to the letter. Brandi
No,
was like,
she didn't.
so your lawyer didn't send me a letter. And instead of being like, no, she didn't, all she responded was, I am not suing you. And so she's like, so your lawyer didn't send me a letter. I am not suing you. It was like the
Exactly.
most robotic present tense. I am not suing you. That doesn't mean you're not planning to sue in the future. And
Good
also, you
media
want to know
training.
why she's not suing her is because it's a frivolous lawsuit that has no merits. But Brandi still has to spend the $20,000 to have her lawyer look into it. But it would never stand in court. I told you guys, like a defamation case like
And
that
it's-
would never stand. So
and
she sends a letter
also-
to try to intimidate her to shut up. It's not going to work.
And also, it sounds like in recent interviews, Adrienne's admitting that what Brandi said was true. So,
It probably is
Yeah.
true.
It
well,
probably
that's what
is.
I'm saying is that in that case, it would also have absolutely, no backing whatsoever because you can't claim defamation unless it's not true.
And you can claim
And you're
you
also a
can
public
claim
figure, so-
public disclosure of a private
Right.
fact, but when you're a public figure, you can't do that. So that's what I'm saying. It's completely frivolous and has no merit. So she can't. I'm not suing you. No, you're not suing her because you can't, because it won't stand. You can send a letter and scare her and intimidate her and say, "Oh, I'm going to sue you. You need to stop talking about me." And that's what she did. Don't lie about it. I want Brandi to flash that letter.
And the whole time at Mauricio's little party at
She brought up the word lawsuit.
She kept on saying, that's a lawsuit, that's a lawsuit. Like, she was so proud. Like,
She said
that's a
that's
lawsuit.
defamation until she
Yeah.
turned to her lawyer, and the lawyer was like, actually, you're not going to be able to do that. And she's like, well, can I send a letter just intimidating her enough to make her think I can do it? Yes, you can.
And it's just a shame because last season it was Adrienne who was like, friends don't sue friends. And she was so she was just so adamant about, this is so wrong what Russell's doing. And then a couple months later, she's doing the same thing.
And if you're
it's
going to
embarrassing.
sue, like, don't lie about it or threaten to sue. Don't lie about it. Be like, yeah, I did send you a letter because I didn't like what you said, and I want you to stop saying things. I did send you that letter.
I'm just so happy that on more than once, Brandi said, so you're not suing me. So you're not suing me. So you're not suing me. Because now she's got that on camera. She's got it on tape. It's documented. And I actually felt like that's why she kept saying it out loud. And so I was proud of her for that.
And, Yolanda made a very, very good point. She said, you know what? Adrienne has no balls. She could have simply just either accepted one of your 1,000 phone calls or just called her up and been like, what the fuck, bitch? Like, what is going on? And then accept the apology. And Adrienne is still like, no, she hasn't apologized. And you see Brandi like, oh, yeah, I did. And I CC'd everyone.
Brandi always, that's why I loved it. Brandi needs the proof. She always thinks about it. She's like, these ladies like to tear me down. I'm going to cover my ass. I'm going to CC every single one of you.
Yep. And if you notice, that was interesting because kind of like what our caller brought up before is that all of a sudden Adrienne brings up this stupid tweet.
Yeah, which had nothing to do with nothing.
Yeah, I did say that tweet. It's on the internet. Yeah. I totally admit that. Yeah, I was a bitch. I have no problem admitting. So now you admit it.
At the end of the day, for all the money that Adrienne has, she's sloppy. She's very, very sloppy. Like Brandi's dotting the I's, crossing the T's, just like she said, oh, well, you tweeted something.
Adding little hearts and flowers.
Yeah,
and
and she's like, penises. I tweeted it. It's out there because it's true,
Adrienne just thinks that she can, be a different figure in public and in private. So she can say things and do things and not get caught for them. And it's like, you're on a reality TV show. You can't hide.
Yeah, also, wasn't, what's her chef's name?
Bernie.
Wasn't Bernie recently fired because he was leaking things to the press?
Well, there was a whole scuffle because he posted pics of Adrienne, photos of that Paul allegedly abused her, and then Paul was like, I didn't do that. And then
we talked about it on the show.
They all claimed that Adrienne put Bernie up to it, and then Bernie separately was like, no, I did this on my own. And it's like, bullshit. Adrienne told you to post these photos and to leak this whole story. Oh, Paul's abusive.
Wow, Adrienne is just a whole lot of mess.
I know.
Wow.
She's having a crisis, and whatever age crisis she's
yeah, but this is a very ugly side of her. With her housekeeper, she's having her housekeeper leak these photos. It's like, how dirty does your mind work?
Speaking of dirty.
Oh God, where's this going?
Who loved Lisa's naked photo in the closet?
Oh my God, I love her.
And I love Taylor's gift of a vibrator. And Brandi's like, you should have gotten something fun like butt beads.
Yeah. And I've never seen so many pink shoes and so many pink purses in my life.
I know.
I love it. I love her closet.
And I love the whole bridge and waterway into her house, into Villa Rosa, which she's named her house.
It's gorgeous.
I liked how Brandi gave the tour as if it was her house.
Yeah.
I love
and
it.
Do you notice that her house is so much more subtle than Adrienne's? Adrienne has that big lion statue.
It's over
and,
the top. It's like Versace threw up inside.
Exactly.
And I hate it.
And Lisa's is so much more elegant, understated elegant.
Yeah. Exactly. Let's talk about Camille's thank you. Well, not thank you gift, but
peace offering.
Peace offering. Yes.
I liked it.
Yeah. Do you think it was genuine?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
More than words.
Just had to ask.
I think she wanted, if she wanted to really make an apology, she could have made a phone call, and I think Camille's mature enough to try to do that before coming over. But I think the gift is simply a gesture for her to say, you know what, I'm not actually sorry, but let's just put it behind us.
It was just she was trying to make a point.
Yeah, that exactly. I don't think what she did was that bad because she was trying to make a point, with the whole 2%. Oh well, you don't own all of yours, So yeah, I didn't think there was anything that wrong with her.
All right. And let's talk about Kim. So she didn't show up because she got hit in the face by her dog.
Oh,
I was on the
dog
way,
hit my face. Excuse.
But I was
exactly.
on the way. I was on the way to your house, but then my dog hit my. Was your fucking dog riding shotgun with you?
Yeah, was he driving? I don't know.
I don't know.
Kim.
It wouldn't be a Real Housewives episode if it wasn't for some crazy excuse by Kim.
Or just some crazy in general.
Yeah.
Even on the phone, she just kind of sounds out of it.
She always
right?
sounds that way.
Just, what is going
I'm
on?
so happy. I've never been more happy. therapy.
I don't know.
I don't even need the pain medicine.
I don't know. Are we missing anything? Should we get all the juicy tidbits?
I think we're missing the juicy tip.
I mean, are we missing anything?
I feel like we got it.
I mean, because it really was just the tea party this episode. It was like a little bit of Yolanda and the the horse thing in the beginning, and then it was just the tea party. And you want to know why we don't have that much to talk about? Because Lisa stopped it. Lisa was like, okay, guys, like, this tea party's ending. I'm not like, she was like, okay, everyone, we're going home now. This isn't going any further. And I thought that was really classy. Like, instead of just letting another party, like...
Another dinner party play out.
Like, I just can't believe that Kyle lets these white parties always, like, turn to such drama, and that's why I know she likes it. If it were me and I threw a party and each year it ended in a huge fight, I would get up like Lisa and be like, okay, I'm done, everyone go home. But like, that's why we don't have that much to talk about, because Lisa basically ended the tea party prematurely.
Yeah.
Adrienne would have stayed and duked it out. I have no doubt about that. But
Duked
Lisa said,
what out? She kept on lying.
She had to lie. She had to continue that lie. She did.
Why though? Remember at the last tea party, everyone was pretty much kind of forced to sit in and duke it out and put everything out on the line. That's when Brandi...
Yeah, and Lisa learned her lesson, so she was like,
so do you think
again.
that's what it was? Because I kind of felt like there was progress made when they were forced to sit there.
The next episode is a white party, and you see there's a come to Jesus meeting, and Ken is actually the one who puts the smack down. So yeah, they're gonna have to confront each other. Who is
it's like a little elephant
from behind.
Sorry. Is that supposed to be dirty?
So, anyways,
like one of those you turn it upside down and it's actually
people screwing. No.
Wait, is it really?
What? Oh, one more thing. I liked how Lisa brought Brandi and Taylor back into the house and basically was kind of scolding them, telling them, "Okay, listen."
She was scolding Taylor.
Yeah,
and she was
like shut the fuck up.
She's like, I put together this really nice tea party. I put a lot of thought and effort into it. I'm not gonna have it go to shit.
Yeah,
Shut
she's like,
your
stop
mouth.
all your innuendos. Like,
I liked it. I liked that a lot.
I love that part.
I liked it, and I think that's something a good host should do.
Right.
Wink, wink, Kyle. You know what I mean? Like letting the whole argument play out at her house and all that. So yeah, I like the way she handled that.
I love the white party episodes because they are always the most dramatic. But if I was one of Kyle's friends, I would never want to go to one of her white parties because I wouldn't ever want to be like a part of that.
I would just go to eat the fat burger and be like, bye, thank you.
Yeah.
She has Fat Burger?
Yeah.
It's catered by Fat Burger truck.
I was literally just thinking about.
Yeah. I mean, you're not like.
I would have condoms
all the ketchup and the mustard. Yeah.
There's like not an outfit I own that doesn't have like condiment on it.
Be careful with that.
Be
That didn't sound so great.
I love mustard and ketchup, and I always spill.
All right, Pete.
Still.
Mari, okay, let's just move on to some news and gossip so she can not make
that
it
very innocently.
Fun. Okay, so, we already talked about Kyle's tweets about Faye's presence at the tea party, so we can skip that. Let's see, there's a little news and gossip about Brandi Glanville. Apparently, she wants a relationship with Eddie and Leanne. She actually was on the Today Show talking about it, and it makes sense. It's because of her kids, like, they're young, they're going to be growing up, and it's better to have a relationship, with those two. Like, what do you guys think?
Leanne Rimes finally learned her lesson because she, remember Brandi got pissed because Leanne Rimes tweeted, like, my boys. So she just sent a tweet the other night, and she said, I'm with Eddie and his boys. It's like, and everyone wrote back, they were like, now you learned your lesson.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I think those two just need to stay off of Twitter. Like, delete each other and just stay off of Twitter because it just keeps
have
going
you
back
ever
and forth.
seen Leanne Rimes' Twitter? She's, like, crazy. She responds to every single person that's attacking her and tries to defend herself. It's like, why do you care so much?
That's why she went to rehab. But here's the thing is that
she went to rehab for adult cyberbullying.
Oh,
that's really why she went to rehab, to try to deal and to try to like have cope with cyberbullying. And she like called up one of her tweeters and was like,
oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, she's like,
and was like,
crazy.
Please.
That bitch is cray.
But she's taken it off of Twitter, and there was even the photo of her and Eddie, and the caption was drinking and Instagramming, making fun of Brandi's book.
Oh.
And then she claims that Eddie doesn't have an Instagram, but yet if you go down in the feed, there are lots of private photos of the two of them that aren't available anywhere else.
But then she retweeted a story by Gossip Cop where Gossip Cop was like, Eddie Cibrian doesn't actually have an Instagram. Like, that was a fake Instagram. And she's like, see, even the gossip magazines are agreeing with me. Like, who retweets that? Like, she's just
who
so
cares
weird.
about Leanne?
She's crazy. That's
She
why
is
That's why I
crazy.
like going on her Twitter.
But did you guys hear the rumor that Brandi cheated first? That was
Yeah.
there's
I
this
saw
whole
that,
article
yeah.
about Brandi cheated on Eddie
I saw
first,
that.
and she made out with Rick Fox. I think
who
before
wouldn't make out
she
with Rick
was
Fox?
I feel like, but can't you guys see Brandi being really drunk and just like
Flirty.
But do
being
we care?
flirty? Yeah, like
But
no,
do we
who
care?
cares?
No.
Who cares?
But who cares if she cheated?
Do you mean
And it-
cheated first, like before Leanne? Because he cheated way before Leanne, so that's why I don't believe
Yeah,
it. He had to have
apparently-
started first. Maybe she cheated before
yeah.
Leanne,
No,
but
this-
he cheated
And I'm
before
sure
that.
there were other women aside from Leanne.
Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well,
And
that
aside from
story was that
Sheena.
she macked down with a guy that was. Oh, apparently when she met Eddie, Eddie was in a serious relationship with somebody. He wasn't
I
married.
am not surprised at
He wasn't
all.
married, but
The
they're
way you
like,
get them, that's how you lose
Yeah,
them.
cheaters never change.
There you go. All right, so predictions.
Oh, really,
what?
really quickly.
Now, your AfterBuzz TV.
Wait till it's over.
Predictions. Oh,
I
finished it for you. Last night, Taylor admitted from her own fake mouth that the Hermes bags were fake.
Woo!
She so she
Stop the
said
presses.
that she assumed that they were fake because everything in her life was fake. So I guess they were gifts to her, probably from her husband.
bitch, don't lie.
That's
You
a
know-
cop-out.
Yeah,
Come on.
no.
But she admits that the bags are fake.
So then what?
Ooh.
Nothing, but
Was that
she had. But that was
She
part
already
of the
made
settlement.
the deal,
Yeah,
so
she had
they're
already
not.
made the
They
deal.
can't go back and
So
be like they're fake.
Yeah.
Really?
They accepted it.
But wait, so, well, I'm gonna ask you.
First of all, that's not even like a legal thing. Like, I'll give you 2 Hermes purses and a diamond ring. Like, that's not even.
they
like,
want
but,
hers
but it's an asset.
specifically.
But it's an asset. Why wouldn't it be? Like,
But
how
what
is
are
it
they
different
gonna
than
do
a
now?
car or a
Appeal it
home?
and say it's fake, and she's gonna say, "I didn't know it was fake at the time."
And they asked for specific bags. They didn't say,
Yeah.
we want 2 Hermes bags. They said, we want those 2 Hermes
want
bags
the
that you have
Birkin.
with the blah, 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 blah.
So now that she's
The only thing they can claim is fraud in terms of like a contract
she
being
didn't know.
unenforceable, but she didn't know.
She claims
or
she
claims
didn't
she doesn't
know.
know, so she can't claim that she deceived them of anything because she's gonna say, "I thought it was real." So
she
they're
knows she
stuck
got
with
that
2
shit
fake
out
bags.
of,
I
out
wouldn't
of
be
the
surprised if
valley
it
in
was-
somebody's trunk. Just like on Sex and City.
Everything in Beverly Hills is fake.
Wow. And
for
okay,
me.
I missed that.
Except for me.
One of you bitches has fake boobs, so shut up.
I don't because I don't have any. So
I mean, if we're going to talk about fake, I mean, one of these bitches here.
Shut up.
Shut up.
Anyway, wait, let's get to predictions.
The new nose. Oh, wait.
Oh,
Now, your AfterBuzz TV.
She gave Adrienne a mustache.
Yeah.
I did.
and give her devil horns.
So we
All right.
get to see Kim's new nose.
Yes, the no señora. I thought that was funny what Kyle said about the party to reveal. She says like a quinceañera for Kim's nose. I
señora.
thought that was funny.
Quinceañera.
I called it no señora.
I had a
you get it?
quinceañera.
Can we put some like authentic accent in that?
No
Quinceañera.
Yes, thank you.
She's Mexican. I'm not. Thank you.
But
I speak fluent Spanglish, thank you.
Okay. Anyway, so we know next week it's the white party. More shit's gonna throw down. What else? There was something else juicy that came
Ken
up.
steps in and he puts the
comes to
smack on,
Jesus.
yeah. He puts the smack down on the drama.
I'm just annoyed because I know that the white party drama isn't going to come till the end of the episode,
I
and it's going to
know.
be a to be continued for the next one.
last 8
but
minutes.
whatever.
I predict that Brandy's nipples will be censored at some point during the white party. Either
It wouldn't be an
because-
episode without Brandy's nipples being censored.
I predict
I
that
wonder if
Kyle
Brandy's
is
nipples
gonna.
have a Twitter.
That's funny.
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
probably, huh?
I predict that Kyle will cry.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anything else?
Adrienne will lose.
Yeah. Team Brandy all the way.
And hopefully Yolanda will be there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully, because I would love to hear her weigh in.
I want
With
her
tequila
judgments.
shots.
Yes.
Yes, with tequila shots and one horse. All right, you guys, thanks for tuning in for this recap of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Hope everyone has a really happy and fun Valentine's Day and eat candy. See what Susan brought us? Oh, and guess what? Susan only said fuck twice.
Well, now there's a third time, so if someone's taking shots,
yay!
you're 3D.
So only two shots, so we're proud of her.
Yay.
So we're proud.
I love you no matter what.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Let's go around the room. Where can we find you?
You guys can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at It's Susan Juan.
You can follow me on Twitter at Mari Fagel, and I do swear in my tweets, but I always put little stars in between letters because I don't want to actually swear.
And I'm Giselle Ugarte. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and now Vine at Giselle Ugarte.
Eating her second piece of candy, but I'm not judging.
Hey, and I'm giving up sugar and swearing for Lent. So
okay.
Wow.
Tomorrow?
Uh-huh.
All right, then eat away.
Eat away. Eat your chocolate. And you guys can find me on Twitter at Go2GirlTV. That's GO2 Girl TV. And thanks for tuning in, you guys. Remember, rate us #5 on iTunes,
download
YouTube.
Download
us for free. Subscribe. Like, we want to get back in the top 10, all right?
And watch Adventures of Serial Buddies, March 8th.
March 8th.
We're gonna
in
be
major
there.
cities near you.
Bye.
Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.